3 years ago, I said I was going to review Black Christmas. Sorry. What's up, HELLRAISERS? Welcome back to yet again another movie review, and holy cow, this has been a long wait. I was supposed to review this movie 3 years ago.
Don't fucking get me started on that movie. Oh boy. I watched that movie once. And I told myself I would not rewatch that movie again because how fucking horrible that movie is. But just for my HELLRAISERS, just for you guys, I'm going to do this because I got to give you guys content. You guys click on my videos because you want to see me talk about.
And I felt bad by not reviewing the movie because when this movie came out, it was not very well received back in 2019. And I started my channel a year after that movie was released. And I wanted to talk about that movie because there was so much I wanted to share with that movie. And I've watched so many people reviews 3 years ago about that movie. And honestly, that movie will fit the tone in today's like that. That movie is filled. But this movie is filled with so much. The reason I didn't want to talk about that movie 3 years ago, because a year after I started my channel, this movie got backlash in 2019. It got criticized. People call it woke. People call it anti-male. People call it women empowerment and all that stuff. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, because I don't want my channel to be about that. We're not going to talk about political or politics or anti-male, women empowerment, any of that type of stuff on my channel. That isn't what Kevin Reviews is about. But when you look back at it all these years later, 3 years later, a lot has changed. And I don't know if I'd be the first person to talk about this movie after 3 years, because there's a lot of people who said they would never watch or talk about this movie again. So I just want to start off by saying Black Christmas 2019 is just one of these films that should have never existed. And the fact that it does exist, it kind of makes me wonder, in filmmaking, is there people expressing their feelings, their opinion, or just trying to get a message off? If you're trying to get a message off, I don't think this is the way to do it in this movie. All that out of the way, I'm going to talk about the movie as if like I'm trying to tell you a story. You get what I'm saying? It's something like story time with Kevin, but more like trying to explain why shit like this should not exist. But it's going to be a movie review at the same time. Bear with me, okay? So, Black Christmas, this is the plot, okay? Black Christmas tells the story about a group of sorority girls who end up in this college, and they realize that all the men are acting very strange and very creepy, and it's very concerning to them. So they're trying to figure out what's going on with all these men on the campus, and little by they know there's so much more darker shit happening every time they get closer to figuring out what's going on with these men. And that's when it turns into a men versus women, a propaganda type of movie or whatever, or so anti-male, something like that. And so these women have to fight evil, and the evil is the men. So that's your plot. Hopefully you understood the plot, but if you haven't seen the movie, please don't watch this movie, okay? It's not worth the watch. So, to kick things off by saying, this movie has a very strange message that it's trying to come across. Now, there are going to be, some of my female views are going to be like, Kevin, this isn't a movie for men. Men should have never been talking about this movie. This is not something men should have been talking about. Or there's going to be some other female going to come across this video and going to say the exact same thing. So, with all that in mind, I just want to say to all the females across the world, I am not trying to bash females. Okay, I don't do that. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not. I don't treat women poorly or badly or any of that. I'm not trying to say I disagree with women empowerment. I do believe that there's a lot of strong women out there, and yes, women do need to step up, and I think they're doing one heck of a fucking job. However, the way it's being presented in this movie, it just comes off to be just so poorly executed. there's so much shit that this movie does that kind of makes me wonder if just somebody's opinion. If you're gonna make a movie, can you please keep your fucking opinion to yourself? I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about your political, your politics. I don't care about your Democrat ways or any of that type of stuff. Keep that out of a film. Because when you're making a film, you have to focus on what do you want your audience to expect from your film. Excuse me. But when you have a film that is so anti-male and yet there's so many females that say, oh, well, see, this movie ain't for men. See, men don't understand the female. And guess what? Females don't understand the man either. But you can't criticize each other. You can't flip-flop, okay? You just can't do that. But yet, when the film came out, I heard some stuff going around where they said, all men are pigs and all men are rapists and all men are all this and all that. Like, first of all, not all men do those petty ass things. Not all men are like that. There are some good men out there. There are bad men out there. But the amount of bad men that's out there makes the good men look limited, like myself being one of the good men. They get limited because of the amount of bad and evil shit that the bad men do. But when you have a film like this isn't the type of message that you want to get off. So in this film, you have the female criticizing the men and the men criticize the women. You got men jumping in the women's faces, spitting at the women's feet, calling them names, flipping them off, calling them sluts and hoes and bitches and all that stuff there. Then you got the women calling men pigs, rapists. You calling them white, like the white man is evil, the white man got the power, the black man this, men this. Those are not things that used to be trying to get over with a certain audience. Not to mention the fact that there is a lot of exposition in this film where while you watching the film, you got two female characters get in a car and explain to us what we already fucking saw earlier on in the movie. I'm sorry, what?
They were doing something with this black stuff that was coming out of the founders.
Okay!
Magic or sorcery or something.
So you're telling me you think the DKO boys possessed their pledges in some supernatural...
Right.
The bust gets brought into the founders' fraternity. Brian Huntley turns up to meet...
Wait! There's more!
...with the new pledges. And then we all start getting these messages from...
I want to talk about is how forced this movie feels when it comes down to being a man myself. The message that they try to get off, I was watching this movie with my sister, and I will be completely honest with you, I felt embarrassed watching this movie with her because 3 years ago I watched this movie with her, and I felt so embarrassed watching this movie as a man because how anti-male this movie is, how they came off with this most cringeworthy, disrespectful message in this movie about men. I felt so disrespected and so uncomfortable watching this movie around my sister because the message that they try to present in this movie. These are not things that movies should be known for. In this film, they go, women still be final girls, women still be the main focal point. See, you got Cindy Prescott, who's in the String movie. You got Gail Weathers, who's also a bit of a final girl. You got Jamie Lee Curtis character in Halloween. You got the girl from Hush. You got so many females as final girls. Some have died trying to be a final girl. And yet, horror movies been doing just fine before this fucking movie came along. These are not something that horror movies should have to deal with when it comes down to this. Filmmaking is supposed to express your passion about something. But when you have a film like Black Christmas from 2019, which is supposed to be a remake from 1974, which I did not like, and I think that movie is completely overrated, and I don't care what anybody says. If you like that film, good for you. Me, I don't. I think that film is so overrated, and I think that people give that movie way too much praise for what it's not. But yeah, this movie right here is just like I don't understand the type of message that look. I do understand the type of message that they're trying to come off, but what I'm trying to say here is that I don't understand why they felt the need that this was necessary. Not to mention the fact that this movie was cut. I mean, literally cut to a PG-13 from an R-rated to a PG-13 because they wanted everybody to see this movie, every single female of all ages. Now, I'm not saying that the whole RAPE is not real, because it is. Just in college alone, 25%, I did a little bit of research on it, 25% of women is most likely raped by men on the college campus based on what this movie is trying to come across. But it's not the issue with the RAPE stuff. It's the way the whole thing is written. So this girl was basically RAPE by one of the mayors on the campus. And the way this movie seems to present it, in a way where they want you to feel sorry for her, but yet she is just an asshole just like the men are. She stay and do the exact same thing that the men do to the girls, and the girls stay and do the exact same thing that they do to the men. What? Like I said, it's hard to talk about this movie because I know I'm going to get some shit for this when this video go live or in the next 10, 20 years or so or whatever, but I know there's going to be a strong amount of female viewers that's going to come across this video and going to criticize me, but I don't care. But what I'm saying here is that you have to understand one person's POV from another person's POV. This movie doesn't really offer you anything different than you haven't already seen. There's so many woke movies in today that this movie fits right in with this woke shit. Literally. You know, I don't like woke movies because woke to me is just, it's forced and it's unnecessary to do. When the movie is forced, with trying to force a message across, this is not something you should be doing. Black Christmas from 2019 has a message that should have never even existed. And the fact that this message does exist in this movie, and the way we are living in this society today, this movie feels like it was made yesterday at the time of recording this video, December 8th, 2023. This movie feels like it just came out yesterday. But the female in this film is such a bigger asshole than the men are, and the men, it doesn't make this shit any better. So at the end of this film, we found out that our main protagonist has to find a way to stop this evil. And the way she decided to stop this evil is by sending one of the good men to this place who know nothing about it, but she know what it is, so she sent him there. He ended up getting possessed by this black liquid that they put on your fucking head and give them black blood, and it's taken over by this instant evil spirit or some shit. And yet, the movie decided, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the most stupidest, over-the-top, slow-motion fight scene of all time and have men versus women at the end of this movie. So they finally get the upper hand on all these men. They take this little white little statue that got the black liquid in there, that's what she said, and picked it up and slammed it on the ground, and all the men are now they okay. The liquid is gone. So now all the men are safe. Yes. No. No. They decided to run out of the building, set it on fire, and all the men who are now safe from this curse is in that motherfucker cooking. The reason this movie exists is because of the female that directed this movie was woke. Blumhouse, they made this movie just so they can get a specific message off, but the way they got this message off is so poorly and so underestimated. I wouldn't say, I'm not mad about the movie, okay? I'm not mad about any of that. But I already touched on this, get back to what I'm going to say next, is that this movie has some exposition as if like the character was saying something like we are some dumbass audience members, like we don't understand the fucking film we're watching. You can't treat your audience like this, as if like we're stupid, like we don't know what we're watching. Listen, so this movie is about these guys who have this black liquid on their fucking head, right? And they're evil, and they're fucking dicks, and they're rapists, and they're all this shit here, right? And you go like, okay, now only they got this liquid, but the liquid is making them possessed, and you listening to these two girls talking, and this shit is happening. It already happened, but yet you telling me again. You know, I hate when movies do this. Don't treat your audience like that. You can't do that. It's disrespectful. That is what you call insulting my intelligence. Don't fucking do that. That is disrespectful and very fucking rude. This movie, to me, is one of the worst movies that ever come out of 2019. One of them. But this right here, to me, this is like the shit sandwich of 2019. This here was, I swear to God, I shit y'all not. If you ever watch this movie, please, I usually don't say stuff like this, okay? Because I don't want my channel, like I said, my channel isn't about that type of stuff. I try to give you my honest opinion about everything. But if you ever gonna watch this movie, which I strongly advise you not to watch it, just watch my review, please. Especially for my men out there, all the fucking men, don't watch this movie. For the females, if y'all gonna watch this movie, don't go into this movie thinking that all men are peers and rapists and any of that, because that is absolutely not true. There's a lot of women out here that found themselves some good men. There's a lot of men that found themselves some good men, because, we got some men that like men and women like women. I'm not trying to hold out on anybody. I'm just giving my honest opinion. But the type of message in this film is forced. You have these characters saying things that just should have never been said. Then you also have two good men in this movie, and they decided to treat these two good men like shit. One man finally decided that he wanted to speak out, and his girlfriend go, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? You okay with that? Get the fuck out, get the fuck." She literally kicked him out of the house because he got tired of hearing all the females criticize all the men when he ain't even nowhere near a bad guy. He's one of the best guys in the movie. I don't want to make this video too long because I don't want my chest to start hurting, but this is not the type of film that we should be having be made. And like I said in my intro, it took me 3 years to finally review this movie. And I didn't write no script or no bullet points or no pros and cons for this movie. I told y'all, I'm going to talk to y'all as if like y'all were here in the person with me. But this movie, just not good. This movie gets a massive fucking F from me. I'm truly sorry if all my female subscribers are going to come across this video. If you're going to unsubscribe to my channel because of this review, I strongly apologize, but I'm giving my honest opinion because I don't want to come on here and act like this movie is good when I know it's not. That's not what I do, okay? I don't lie about the movie I watch. I don't lie and say it's a good movie when I know it's not. I don't come on here trying to pretend to be something that I'm not, because if I'm going to give my honest opinion, I'm going to give my honest opinion. I watched this movie for the second time, and I just got done watching it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would never, ever again talk about this movie again, or even buy this movie on DVD. I would not buy the one from 1974 on DVD, but I would buy the one from 2006 on DVD, because I actually do like that one. I might review it at some point, but the one from 1974, I saw that, and it was completely overhyped, and it was not that good of a fucking movie. But, yeah, Black Christmas from 2019, woke. It was woke before woke took off. And just like I said in the beginning of this video, Black Christmas 2019, fuck off. Fuck you. And fuck everybody who worked on this fucking movie. I don't care. So that's pretty much gonna wrap up today's massive long video. Like I said, I'm truly sorry if I made this video way too long for y'all, but I just had to get all that off my damn chest. That way I don't have to use up all my asthma pump. But yeah. So like I said, if you watch this movie, you watched it, you have some fun with it, good for you. But don't criticize me for liking my opinion on what I think about this film. So with all that being said, if you made it to the end of this long ass video, because I know this video is long, make sure you drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that fucking bell notification so that way when I drop another creepy ass video, you'll be the first ones to get it. If you want to get in touch with me, social media link will always be in the description down below. And I hope to catch you here in my next video. Peace.